Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Tommy here from Singles Events Melbourne. Welcome to Tommy Talk. In this episode, I'm going to talk... Yes? I am kind of in the middle of something, but I... Oh, okay. Go away. Go away. I'm busy, man. I'm doing human stuff. Go away. Go on your mat. Now, where were we? In this episode, we're going to be talking about dating during COVID and what to expect from our company in the way of our live events. You know, our regular speed dating, our beer and cider tours, our parties. All this will be covered in this episode. Virtual speed dating is going to be here for a long time, and you need to get your head around that. I mean, we had one wave come through. We had the second Rona wave come through. Restrictions are going to go. They're going to come back. They're going to go. They're going to come back. COVID is going to be with us for a long time. You can understand that, which means our virtual events are going to be here for a long time as well. What makes you think we're not going to have a third wave or a fourth wave? Humans are dumb. You know humans are dumb, right? We live amongst them. You can't really blame people for spreading the virus when they didn't even know they had the virus. And I get that. But masks should be worn like this. Then you've got the mustache people. This is known as the mustache people, right? The people that want to show their mustache. So they're walking down the street with their mask on and they're covering here and you can see their mustache, right? You got these people sucking in everyone else's virus and getting sick. And then you've got the chin people. These chin people are the best. You know, they've protected their chin, like they're very vulnerable around the neck area. So they're protecting it, right? Oh, I feel so protected. The other day, I was sitting at the front of my place and this guy and girl were walking past. They were great. They were both wearing masks. It was amazing. Great sight to see. So he's walking along, you know, with the girl. They're both walking. And then he goes like this. And then continues walking. Are you serious? That is the height of stupidity. So when you've got stupid people like this, the chances of us having another wave is actually quite high. I know the numbers are actually quite low at the moment, so does it really add up, Tommy? The point I'm trying to make is we may have another wave. We may. I mean, look, New South Wales are getting cases nowadays. Virtual dating is going to be around for a long time, and you need to come to terms with that based on case numbers, based on government restrictions, based on venue restrictions. All these things are in play here. So virtual events are going to be around for a long time. Get used to it, book in and start meeting single people so then you can date them in the real world. Now, as you guys know, we're a singles events company. We started in 2014. We've been running live events, you know, like speed dating, beer and cider tours, parties, trivia nights, amazing fun events. So once COVID hit, we had to change to virtual events and they've been running okay. So to answer the question, what's the point, right? What's the point doing virtual speed dating if you're not going to meet them? What's the point, you know? And yes, I am assuming that you guys are throwing your hands up in the air when you, Tommy, what's the point? What's the point? Guys, what is wrong with getting to know someone before engaging in coitus? Are you that desperate to have sex that you won't even take the time to get to know the person that you're going to be intimate with? Look, every relationship is going to end up in sex. We know that. Take this opportunity to get to know them. Learn about their quirks, learn about their fears, learn about what excites them. Develop some feelings for this person. We all love doing it, right? It's gonna end up in sex. That's one of the perks of being in a relationship, right? It's gonna get there. What's the rush? Take this time to get to know them. If I started dating a girl and she wanted to shag me on the first night, I'll be like, come on, man, what do you think this is? I need to be romanced first. I need to be wined and dined. I mean, sure, I'm a bloke, but guys need romance too. We love romantic gestures. We love a bit of flirting. We love things being done for us, like cooking. I'm just kidding, or am I? Now look, I'm not saying that you should go buy me some flowers. Like, don't get me wrong, but we do love romantic gestures. So for me, it takes a little while before I even consider doing the horizontal monster mash. I want to know who this person is. I want to develop feelings for that person before I invite them into my life, before I'm intimate with that person. So I think when people try to shag really quickly, it doesn't necessarily mean they don't want something a little bit deeper, but I think they're just doing it out of order. And if you're worried about mucking something up, it is a lot easier to muck something up with the wrong person than it is to muck something up with the right person. So always keep that in mind. Now moving on to when we'll be able to create our events in the real world. Now just want to set your expectations. For the whole of 2020, there aren't going to be any live events, and I doubt there will be any live events for the first quarter of 2021. And this has nothing to do with us. This has everything to do with the government restrictions on venues. So one thing that you need to consider is, where do we hold our events in venues? So if the government are going to be placing restrictions on venue capacity, well, that directly affects our events. Now, as of November 1st or 2nd, the roadmap does state that venues are able to have 20 people inside or 30 people outside or whatever the case is. But now from a venue's perspective, if they are only allowed 20 people in their venue, why would they want us there? Like, we're just there to what? Speed date? They're going to sit down and talk to each other? We're going to be taking up their seats for patrons that are worth, what, 10, 15 bucks, 20 bucks at the tops? Maybe they might buy 1 or 2 drinks and that's it. The venues would much rather have people walking in or people booking in to eat, to them that are worth $70, $100. So when they can choose between a $70 to $100 patron over us, they're going to be choosing these patrons over us. So that's one thing that you need to consider. It doesn't mean that you can't book in yourself. If you meet someone through our virtual events, you could date them in the real world. Just because we are not allowed in there, it doesn't mean you are not allowed in there. Does that make sense? So meet them at our events, date them in the real world. It's as simple as that. Our events won't start for at least 3 months, possibly another 6 months. Remember that. So meet them here and then date them in the real world. Take them bowling, take them out for dinner, go for a walk, take them out for brunch. You can do all that stuff shortly, soon, hopefully, right? But above all, the very minimum that you can do is go for a walk with them. Catch up with them in a park, walk around the city with them. We're allowed to now-ish, I think. 25 kilometers radius, our prisoners has expanded. Or are we allowed out? Actually, I don't even know what's going on. But you could go for your daily exercise. You could meet up at a park. Let's go for a walk around the tan. Rock up to the date with 2 coffees in your hand. That is a romantic gesture. How sweet would that be? Texting each other and calling each other. Don't underestimate the beauty of a phone call. When you're doing a Zoom date, you need to focus 100% on them because they're looking at you. You need to be here. Whereas if it's a phone call, you can actually be potting around cleaning your house whilst you're having a conversation with this person. That is the best thing because you're being very efficient with your time for starters, and you don't need to pay them 100% attention whilst you're having a conversation with them. Perhaps you're getting dinner ready and you want a quick 30-minute phone call with that person. Maybe they're driving on the way home and they want to give you a call. It means that you can have a conversation with this person without giving them 100%, if that makes sense. But not only that, we're in the lockdown, right? So you can get to know them and really build up that trust, build up the rapport and develop the feelings, as I mentioned earlier. In the morning, you might send them a text. Hey man, have a good day. Hope it works out for you. At night, hey, how was your day? What did you get up to? Maybe during the day, there might be a sneaky flirty text here or there. They might mention to you about some kind of deadline that they've got at work. Maybe you shoot them a text and say, hey man, I wish you the best with your deadline. It's called engaging with that person, showing an interest in their life, listening to what they say and then saying it back to them, wishing them well. This is all building the foundations of a relationship. And if you are not willing to do this in a lockdown, oh my goodness, what are you doing? I mean, gone are the days where you used to go out and you try to pick up someone so you can shag them for that night. Like, that's really just a 20s thing. If you're still doing that in your 30s and 40s, I mean, look, I'm not going to judge, you be you, but don't go whinging to us that you're single. But I think it's fair to say that majority of people really do want to form a connection. A spot of good news, the Beer Insider Tour might be a goer for the end of 2020. So the first 3 weeks of December, we we have locked in those dates with the venues, and it depends on government restrictions. Remember that. If we have to postpone those events, it'll be in January. So it might be delayed another 4 weeks. It really just depends on the restrictions. But the good news is those events are locked in with the venues. Those dates are locked in as well. Hopefully we can go out to the Yarra Valley and just enjoy a great day out, beer and cider, out in the open. It's going to be freaking amazing. Now remember guys, we are looking for guest talkers on the show. So just to give you an idea on what it's like, I mean at the moment it's just me, right? We've got a few applications, which is good. It is pretty much going to be a conversation. That's all it is. We're going to have a conversation. I might ask you a couple of questions. How many times have you been to our events? Have you had success? Tell me about one of the great dates that you've had. Tell me about one of the failed dates that you've had. Where did they go wrong in your date? Where did you go wrong in your date? Really, it is just raw and fresh. You can express whatever opinion you have. You can offer advice. And I think it'll be great for people to watch so that they can see from your perspective. And it just might help people understand that it's not that scary to attend one of these events. To apply to be a guest talker, I'm going to leave the link in the description, or you're going to see it up here somewhere. My name is Tommy from Singles Events Melbourne. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.